Welcome back to Learning with Ms. H. Today we are in Earth Science, going to go through the Volcanoes project with you guys. This project is going to last for the rest of the week. This is going to be the only thing you work on in class. So real quick, just a reminder that your vocabulary is due on February 4th. And we're going to go through the project now so you know what the requirements are for it. You're going to have about 2 weeks to do this. So it's not going to be due until a week from Friday. This is the only week you'll have in class. If you need to work on it next week, you'll have to do it at home. So for this project, you are going to basically be researching volcanoes of the world and then researching about the different types and features and mechanisms of the volcanoes themselves. So this is a 100-point project. It is one of your major assignments for this semester. So what we're looking at here, you have 4 major requirements for this project. Each one of the requirements is going to be a separate page or section depending on how you do the project. And then you're going to have several different ways that you can actually present this project and turn it in to get points. For the 100 points, they're going to be distributed as it states in the instructions here, and each one of the sections tells you how many points it's worth. So for the very first section, this one is going to be worth 10 points for each part of it, 40 points total, and you're going to need to look up each of the different types of volcanoes and tell me about them. So the shield volcano, the cinder cone volcano, the composite volcano, those are all in your notes. And then you're also going to look up an underwater volcano. These are known as a black smoker. So that's a new type of volcano that we haven't talked about yet. So look that up and find information about that as well. For each one of these 4 types, you're going to need to find a specific set of information. So these 4 things down here are what you're going to have to find for each of those types above. So list and explain the major characteristics of that volcano, how it was created, insert a photo or diagram of that type of volcano, and then what are some hazards, some difficulties or problems or dangers of it erupting. So do that for all 4 types. Section 2 is going to be your vocabulary section, and this section is 12 points total possible, 3 points per word, and you're going to tell me for each one of those words, just explain it to us. Part 3 is going to be to pick a famous volcano and give the following information about it. So tell me the name, the location, the amount of known eruptions, so how many times has it erupted that we know about, when was the absolute worst eruption of this volcano that we know about, the most catastrophic, so tell me when it was and then why it was the worst, how many casualties were there, how many people died, what was the strength of the eruption, how bad was it, what was the magnitude of it, and then tell me, is it active, dormant, or extinct right now, and then also what type of volcano is it. The last section you need to do is a reference page, and this is where you're going to tell me where you got your information from. It's 5 points for the reference page. If you have web addresses, you can just insert the web address on this section or write the web address on this section. If you have print resources or things that are in books, you'll need to give me a full citation for those. So this content part of it, if you do all 4 of these requirements, is worth 72 points total. So if all you do is turn in a piece of paper with that information on it and you've got everything you need, that's 72 points, you'll get a C. If you want to get higher than that, then you'll need to actually do a presentation of this information. And there are 8 different types of presentations you can do here. Not all of them require you to present in front of the class. A handful of them do. If you are a virtual student and you are doing something that requires you to present in front of class, or you're a virtual student doing something that is on paper, you will need to record a video of you showing us your presentation and talking us through it, or showing us, for example, your paper booklet and talking us through it on that video, and you'll submit that video with your presentation in it. So if you are not able to present in class because you are virtual, or actually if you are not here, if you're absent on presentation day, you would also need to present using a video presentation submission in order to get those points for your presentation. So number one, the first possibility is a paper booklet, and you'll see on all 8 of these, they're all worth a different amount of points. There's 100 points total possible. You can only get the full 100 points if you do a presentation style that makes that possible. These are adjusted on points values based on how difficult they are and how much effort is put into it. So you'll notice number 1, you can get 28 points for the presentation, but on number 8, if you just do a Google Slides presentation, it's only worth 12, and 5 of those are for standing up in front of the class and talking us through your presentation. So if you don't actually present in front of the class and stand up here and talk through it, you're only getting 7 points for that. So the points will vary based on difficulty and effort level. So what you choose, the conscious decision that you make to do one of these types of presentations will directly affect the outcome of your project and how many points it is possible for you to get. So option number 1, the paper booklet. Be creative with this. It needs to be in color, and it has a maximum of 28 points possible. So this is the one where you'll get 100% if you do everything correct. You're going to take 3 pieces of paper, stack them up on top of each other, and then fold it in half so the 2 short sides meet together. So do it hamburger style. Staple down the middle seam so it holds the 3 pages together. You should have a booklet then with 6 pages on it because you folded the 3 pages in half. You need to make sure you have a cover page. So the very front cover, you're going to put some cover art on it. You're going to put a title of Volcano Project, put your name and your class period all on the front of your booklet. Open it up. On the back side of that cover page, you're going to do a table of contents, and then you're going to number all of your pages. Your table of contents is going to have all 4 of the required sections that we just talked about listed out, and then the page number that they start on. Once you've done that, you're going to go through and make sure that you are putting all of the information in there in the correct sections. Make sure you have a picture in there for each type of volcano. Everywhere that it requires a picture, you've got one in there, whether you draw it and color it in, or you cut and paste it and put it in there, or you print it off and cut it apart and put it in there. Make sure that it's neat, it's not messy, and that you do have a color picture in there. Don't forget your title page. And then again, virtual students, if you're doing this, since it is on paper, you'll need to do a video of you going through and showing us your booklet, or you can take pictures of each page. So take a picture of the cover, open it up, take a picture of those 2 pages, turn the page, picture of those 2 pages, and then all of those pictures will get put into a Google Doc, and you'll submit the Google Doc. Number 2, this is an online booklet. Make sure anything you do online is shared publicly. You will need to create a Google Doc that says, here's the link to my volcano project, and then give me the link to the project, and then turn that Google Doc in so that I can get to the links if you do anything online that is not through like Google Docs, Google Slides, something like that. So for this one is worth 22 points. You can use Canva or any other program you want to, as long as it publishes it and shares it publicly for us to see. You can make a brochure. This is number 3. If you make a brochure, either online or on paper, share it publicly. This is going to give you a maximum of 18 points possible. You can use, again, Canva or any other program you'd like. Make sure it's published, shared publicly, and you do the Google Doc with a link to it. Number 4, you can create a website. This one has a maximum of 22 points because it's a little bit more involved than just doing the brochure. Google Sites is free and easy to use, but you can use any website builder you would like. Again, make a Google Doc. Here's my volcano project. Give me the link. Make sure it's published and that it is publicly available. Number 5 is to make a presentation. This one is going to be one that you are going to have to present in front of the class. Do not do a presentation if you don't plan on speaking in front of the class. You'll need to do the presentation, so put together all of the slides and everything for it. It's got a maximum of 22 points, and 5 of those 22 points is for presenting it. So with this one, the 22 points on top of the 72, this gives you a 94, so you can have a maximum of a middle of the road A. The 18 pointers are going to be just barely an A, and then when you get down to number 7 and 8, those are only worth 12 points. So those, the maximum you can get on those is a B for all of your, if you get all of your credit for it. So presentation, you will actually need to speak in front of the class for that one. And then virtual students, you would do the video. Google Drawings, number 6. You can do a full color infographic with all of the required information on it. And then again, you will have to present this to the class. 18 points possible for this one, 5 of which are presenting it to class. So you can get a 90% if you get all the points, but if you don't present, you're back down to a B again. Google Docs. If you're just going to put all this into a Google Doc, it needs to be creative. It needs to look similar to like a magazine article or something. And that is going to be worth 12 points. And then Google Slides presentation, also worth 12 points. 5 of those are for presenting it. If you don't present, you're going to get a C on this. With that said, once you are done with all of this, you can go ahead and submit it when you are ready, and then you will be done with the work for the week once you finish this. So good luck, have fun, enjoy this process. Go ahead and submit it as soon as you are done, and we will see you next time.